Rio Vargas's home is just a stone's throw from a bridge over the Marikina River.
Yeah, just cleaning some mess, some mud inside the house.
He and his family were able to take refuge in the second story of their house. Others weren't so lucky. This man tells us with his home flooded, he slept in this jeepney or minibus for the past 2 nights. He wasn't alone. 24 hours ago here in Marikina City, floodwaters were up around 2 meters. That's higher than my head. But now the sun is out, the rain has finally stopped, and that's giving these people a chance to go through and assess the damage and get the water out of their homes. But as you can see in front of me here, there is still plenty of work to be done. In another flooded part of Manila, we caught up with President Aquino as he paid a visit to a temporary shelter. What's your assessment of things today? What have you seen?
Well, we had quite an inordinate amount of rainfall. One of the worst in recent memory was from a typhoon called Doy. I'm told that the volume of water that was dropped is even greater than that was experienced in Doy. But I think we've been managed to demonstrate that the government's disaster mitigation efforts are working.
But as the water retreats, many are quick to point out a better flood prevention system needs to be put in place, particularly in low-lying areas. Others, though, are just glad the sun is finally shining and they can get on with their lives, reclaiming what's left.
Life must go on.
Life must go on.
Yeah, life must go on.
In Rio Vargas's words, it's clean up today and back to work tomorrow. Alex Zolbert, CNN, Manila.
Over now to the battle for Syria, where the United States said all options remain on the table to help the rebels. Just weeks ago, Aleppo was Syria's bustling center and home to 2.5 million people. Well, now the entire neighborhood is in ruins. Many people have fled, and those who haven't been able to get out are trying to survive any way they can. CNN's senior international correspondent Ben Widerman takes us inside Aleppo.
Muafak has retrieved what he could from the ruins of his home. In what's left of Aleppo's Salahuddin neighborhood, there's little time to ponder one's loss. The situation is terrible, Muafak tells me. We're taking everything we can. We don't know where we'll go. We've lost everything, so we're leaving. His family of 7 is just one of thousands of families who have fled Salahuddin. Now one of the main battlefields between government forces and the rebels. 17-year-old Hamza has been fighting here for the last 2 weeks. He says several of his comrades were killed by Syrian army snipers earlier in the day. These lightly armed fighters have managed to hold off the army. Their most potent weapon is not in their enemy's arsenal.
Let's now shift attention to the French Reunion Island, where swimming or bathing in the pristine beaches is increasingly becoming dangerous. This is because of the continuous attacks by sharks on people who visit the beaches. As we hear in this report, the authorities in Reunion Island are looking for solutions to the problem.
A spate of shark attacks in the French Indian Ocean island of Reunion over the past 2 years has sparked panic. 3 of these attacks were fatal. The most recent occurred Sunday when a surfer received a serious injury to his hand and foot. Here in Saint-Lieu, there's no ban on bathing or surfing, but residents and vacationers are worried.
After the shark attack, I've been trying to be more careful. I won't go too far out.
On days when the waves are higher, the water is a bit cloudier and sharks come to mind.
The authorities are addressing these worries with radical measures.
Nous allons procéder à des pêches de requins bulldog et de requins tigres. Nous allons aussi pêcher des carangues. Ce qui, en revanche, est fait, c'est d'ores et déjà une accélération des marquages réalisés dans le cadre du programme Shark. Dès cette semaine, il y aura des marquages sur les requins tigres et bulldogs.
The number of attacks in Reunion Island have doubled over the past 30 years. One probable cause is the natural marine reserve to protect the coral reef. Set up in 2007, it extends over the entire western coast and is home to thousands of species of fish. These, say protesters, attract the sharks. On Wednesday, some 300 surfers and fishermen staged a protest.
Nous, ce qu'on demande, c'est des mesures bien plus concrètes et on en a surtout vraiment ras-le-bol d'entendre ces scientifiques nous tenir un discours où la réserve ne peut pas être la seule raison de cette prolifération.
Marine Reserve officials have promised to work with the local authorities in the coming days. One potential solution is to allow fishing for sharks.
That's Weekend Spectrum this week. Thanks for watching and to have a pleasant weekend.
Join us next weekend for a brand new edition of the program. My name is Mamoudou Diallo.
And I am Ndeiko Mademba.
Spectrum on GRTS.
From hard news.
I want to direct this question to the FAO.
The Human Interest Weekend Spectrum is the program that spices up your weekend with news, breaking events in and outside the Gambia.
Meet the people who inspire others to think and change the world.
These culminated experiences were able to show anybody in New York that I'm somebody who's tough and I'm able to survive and carry out the work that I'm given. So it was a process, a tough one, but all in all, as I said, with the grace of Allah and with the support of parents and with the confidence of coming from a small country like Gambia and having a lot to prove.
Focus should be in strengthening families to ensure that they keep their children and also vulnerable families.
At this time on GRTS.
Television services ndege dige borra te man maa leen ko diggoon wax naa leen lu ma diggee indi ko moo tax ma ne leen cere ji foog ñu bomba ko fi ci GRTS naka leen koo bombee seetaan leen ko lundi gii lañ koo indi fii ci GRTS wax naa leen ne jéggi Gambia dama leen a jàppale bem neex moo tax ma ne leen toogal lundi gii nga seetaan ko ci juróomi waxtu yi dem ba juróom benni waxtu yee genn wàlla fii rek laa amee fii ci GRTS. suñ mbokk yi nga xam ne yéen a ñoo seetaan fii ci Gambia radio and television services ndege dige borra te man maa leen ko diggoon wax naa leen lu ma diggee indi ko moo tax ma ne leen cere ji foog ñu bomba ko fii ci GRTS naka leen koo bombee seetaan leen ko lundi gii lañ koo indi fii ci GRTS wax naa leen ne jéggi Gambia dama leen a jàppale bem neex moo tax ma ne leen toogal lundi gii nga seetaan ko ci juróomi waxtu yi dem ba juróom benni waxtu yee genn wàlla fii rek laa amee fii ci GRTS.